All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect on the highways and hedges, pushing the truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with a lesson, Lord's will, satisfying. I was watching some news and I came across, a couple of posts, and I came across this one post. And I guess they found an ancient altar in Guatemala. Okay, and what I thought was so significant about it, let me grab it, was this type of shit that y'all were doing in there. That's the altar right there. Okay. And he says an altar from Mexico's ancient Teotihuacan culture, dating back to between 400 and 450 AD, has been discovered in the Guatemalan Mayan city of Tikal, located in the jungle near the Mexico border. The altar is further proof of ties between the two pre-Hispanic societies, according to archaeologists. So I guess this altar they found was similar to the one that was to an altar that they found in Mexico. But this one was found in Guatemala. So and they can see that they both had the same type of altars. They were doing the same type of stuff, and they found demons just popped up, fucking Haitians, man. But anyways, sorry, I'm trying to keep my thought process. They found bones. Okay, and these bones, the archaeologists said these bones were like children's bones. So going to show you what type of shit Israel was doing when they brought their asses over here. Okay, let me read a little bit down. It says the still mysterious city was one of the largest in the world at its peak between 100 BC and AD 750. However, it was abandoned before the rise of the Aztecs in the 14th century. Okay, it says Lorena Paez, the archaeologist who led the discovery, said that the Teotihuacan altar was believed to have been used for sacrifices, especially of children. Okay, so especially of children, man. And this is the Northern Kingdom, man. Okay, y'all got a history of idolatry. We all do as a nation, but hey, man, I found that. I figured, maybe the Lord want me to say something about that, man. Talk about the Northern Kingdom a little bit, man. Because we got a different history, and it all lines up to biblical prophecy. Why we would be here in these last days doing the things that we're doing, ending up back in Egypt. Okay? It says, Lorena Paez, it says it took the archaeologists 1.5 years to uncover the altar in a dwelling and analyze it before the announcement. So it took 1.5 years. So there's probably they probably found a bunch of these types of altars, man. Esau loves this type of shit, man. He be in, what do you call it? The groves in California. Doing all types of shit over there, man. Okay? Doing all types of sacrifices, man. He's into the same shit, just like Ephraim or the Northern Kingdom. Okay, that's why the majority of y'all worship this damn devil. You look into Ephraim, which is the head tribe of the Northern Kingdom, which are you so-called Puerto Ricans, but it's a representation of the whole Northern Kingdom. Okay, they're into that idolatry more so because of their history. But most goes back to Jeroboam, but ultimately it goes back to the Lord wanting it to be that way. Okay? But it's, for those who have an ear to hear and eyes to see, man, this is for your learning, man. So you can prepare yourself for this battle. All of this is to prove that the scriptures are true. Okay? It says, the remains of the 3 children not older than 4 years were found on 3 sides of the altar, Paez said. The Teotihuacan were traders who traveled all over the country Guatemala, The Teotihuacan residential complexes were houses with rooms and in center altars. That's what the residence that was found is like, with an altar with the figure representing the storm goddess. So y'all were going off, long story short, man. Okay? Y'all were going off. And the Lord punished you for it. That's why he allowed Esau to come in here and do what he did to y'all the way he did it, man. Okay, as a matter of fact, it's kind of cold, man. I'm gonna actually use the digital sword today, man. Okay, I'm gonna go to the book of Hosea, chapter 4, in verse 17. It says, Ephraim is joined to idols, let him alone. Don't mess with him, man. He's joined unto idols. He has a history of idolatry. Okay, even when he was in the northern kingdom, some of the precepts we use is actually talking about them. Amos 9 and 8, you know, that's talking about the northern kingdom. Okay, leave him alone, man. Because it's almost impossible to try to get you to understand what's going on in these scriptures because of your emotions. It's the book of Hosea, chapter 7 and 11. Ephraim also is like a silly dove without heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. Yeah, you're a silly dove, man. So coming to talk to you about these things is nearly impossible. How you doing, brother? It's nearly impossible to get you to understand what's going on up here. Telling you you're Ephraim and, you know, trying to give you your give you back your nationality. Okay. You guys out here today, man. It's the book of Hosea, chapter 9, verse 13. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place. Yeah, you were planted in a pleasant place, man. The Lord put you in the Caribbeans. Okay? That was a beautiful place where he planted you at. As a matter of fact, the word Puerto Rican goes to a port of riches. Okay? So at one point, according to Esau, hey, that was a beautiful place when he saw all the riches y'all had, man. All the gold, all the... It must have looked beautiful when he first saw that, man. You know? He even acknowledges y'all were wealthy over there. For Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer. Yeah, and he brought forth his children to the murderer because you brought them over here. Okay? To Esau, man, to the Edomites. Long story short. I believe sometime in the night, y'all started in the 1950s or something, man. Y'all started coming over here. Seeking a better life. The book of Hosea, chapter 7, and verse 8. Ephraim, he have mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Yeah, he's a cake not turned. Meaning he's all different complexions, man. He mixed with Esau. You know, he's a cake unturned. He's just like a baked cake that never was turned, man. So he's real dark on the bottom, real light on the top. He mixed himself with the murderer. More so those Spaniards, man. Those damn Spaniards went. Christopher Columbus went slaughtering with the sword. That's why y'all look like that. But Christopher Columbus is the devil, man. He's the devil. Alright? He had to slaughter you to get you to believe the religion that you believe in today. Roman Catholicism, which is a bunch of idolatry. So of course you gravitate to that because when you look into the history of the Northern Kingdom, you'll see why they did that. You know, Lord's why I can get to it. Hosea 9 in verse 16, Ephraim is smitten, their root is dried up, they shall bear no fruit, yea, though they bring forth, yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of their womb. And that's what he did during the time of Christopher Columbus, man. He was slaughtering your children because y'all are the Israelites, and y'all was suffering the curses. Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, specifically. In that case, Deuteronomy 28. You know, I'll just start at 15. It says, but it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, that's the Heavenly Father's name, by Hashem Yahushua, in the name of his only begotten son Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, thy power to observe to do all his commandments, the commandments that were given to the nation of Israel, the whole nation of Israel on Mount Sinai through Moses, and his statutes which I command thee this day. He's talking to the whole nation of Israel, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Yeah, they're going to overtake you. Okay? You don't want to listen to the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai. These curses are going to come upon you then. It's very simple. It's very, it wasn't an agreement where he had small print. No, this is Moses speaking to a whole congregation, yelling it out loud, unlike Esau Edom, man. He won't tell you, no, he'll just say sign right here. But he won't tell you about the fine print. No, Moses was being up front. He was being vocal. He was trying to speak to everybody so they all heard the law, statutes, and commandments, what the Lord was saying. Deuteronomy 28:16, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. And you're cursed, man. You don't see what's going on in the city and in the field. You the lowest paid. You do the most work. Okay? And you still don't have enough, man. Cursed how you be in the field. Cursed how y'all be in the city. Y'all getting put to death out there in the city, man. Y'all ain't blessed. Okay? You're a curse, man. You got the curses on you. Your enemies are prevailing against you. You're running away from them. That's a curse. Lord's not protecting you. He's locking you up. He's smiting you in the midst of the streets, putting you on the front page news. You're on the newspaper. You're in the news, watching you get put to death. 13-year-old boy found on the side of a road, dead. That's the curses. Deuteronomy 28:18, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body. The fruit of your body are your children, man. And he said your children are going to be cursed. And the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. This is the point. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. Why? Because when you're born into slavery. You're born with a social security number now. You're born being property of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Property of the United States of America. He won't tell you it like that. But that's why he's implementing this new law called, he wants you to get you a real ID now. That's what's in the news now. He wants you to get a real ID. Your passport's good enough, but your driver's license needs to be updated. It needs a gold star on the right of it to make sure you're officially, American, man. Because he's blaming everything on Joe Biden. He did everything wrong. He gave y'all social security numbers when you got here so you could participate in government assistance and things like that. So Duck, what he's trying to do, he's trying to reverse that by having you go and get this, but it's all to supposedly because he wants to stop voter fraud. But you're gonna need this ID if you want to travel. You want to, travel locally, get on a plane. You're gonna need either your passport or some form of this real ID he's talking about. Why does this matter? Because it's all gradually going to get you into, well, the IDs don't work anymore because now they're manipulating that. Now they're going to tell you you're going to need this MOTB device in your right hand or your forehead so we can prove you are who you say you are. Because none of our other systems work anymore and cyber attacks are starting to increase. We want to do it so we can all get back to normal. That's what he's going to tell you, man. You got to watch out for the thing, man. He plants the seed, but it's gradualism, man. It's gradually increasing to the point where it's all going to be digital. Okay? That's that grapho. It's going to be those characters that are going to be put you on this blockchain. So there's no denying your property of the so-called white man. You're going to take it. Because you have a history of following idolatry. And it's hard to snap that if the Lord's not dealing with you. You're going to die. According to 2/3, man. Zechariah said y'all going to die. 2/3. 66.6. That's a lot of dead Israelites, man. Okay? Yeah, so cursed shall thou be when thou goest in. Cursed shall thou be when thou goest out, man. And a good example of Hosea 9:16, let me read it again. It says Ephraim is smitten, meaning you're getting destroyed, man. Their root is dried up, they shall bear no fruit. Yea, though they bring forth, meaning though you bring forth children, yet will I slay even the beloved fruit of their womb. So the Lord's slaying these children, and he don't care, because he told you in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, cursed shall be the fruit of thy womb, man. Okay? So the Lord's doing all these things, man. You don't want to be blessed, and you're not striving to be righteous. So you're going to die the death of the uncircumcised for your idolatrous lust. It's the book of Hosea 13 and 12. It says, the iniquity of Ephraim is bound up. His sin is hid. Yeah, Ephraim, your sin is hid. Meaning what you do in the dark, you think nobody sees you, man. Your candles that you light, that you buy from the bodega, the things in your mind, you think nobody can hear you. The Lord hears you, the Lord sees you. And it's hid. How does he know something's hid? Because he knows, he sees you. This might be hid from the world, but Google's even exposing you. Saying 85% of y'all believe in the Roman Catholic Church. Look in your history, man. Why were you converted to Catholicism? You don't care though. That's why you're gonna die. All right? You're not supposed to worship idols. The idols are for the heathen. Okay? As a matter of fact, let's go over there. Let's go to the book of Ecclesiasticus 33. In verse number, Sirach 33 and 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth. In much knowledge the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse. Yeah, he made our ways diverse through this wisdom and knowledge, man. These idols are for the heathen, man. You join on the idols, man. You join unto the heathen, so you're gonna get what they get. There's only one way to life, man, and it's following the Lord. Ecclesiastes 33 and 12, some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself, but some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as liketh him best. So that was the Lord's will, to have it be that way. Give these gods these different nations and give you the law, statutes, and commandments so you can learn the ways to back to them. Well, the heathen can't do that. Okay, this is not for them. All right? But you want to follow their ways, and their ways lead to death. And you would know through your history that that's the wrong way to go. That's only going to get the Heavenly Father mad, and he's going to destroy you for it. It's the book of Leviticus chapter 19 verse 4. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourselves molten gods. I am the Lord your God. Exactly, man. Turn ye not unto idols, man. You don't want to be going to idols for advice. Going to idols to seek some form of salvation. Because they're nothing. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So he's saying through the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, meaning you are your forefathers in the reincarnation, man. Still paying for the sins you committed in the past. Okay? That's why you're doing the things today. It's the book of Leviticus chapter 26 in verse, it says, Leviticus 26 and 1. You shall make you no idols, nor graven image like it, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God. This is the blessings of obedience. That's what the title of that means, man. He's telling you not to do that, but you do that. So what does that mean? It means you're being disobedient, okay? The Lord said you're not supposed to be having these idols, man. Rearing them up. And you through history, that's what y'all been doing. That's why I brought that article out with him bringing out that altar. Where in Leviticus does it tell you to sacrifice your kids, man? And then your altars got kids' bones all the way around it, and that's exposing y'all today. All the way in Guatemala, all the way in Mexico. Kids' bones around an altar, man. Who's doing that? Who's doing that? Does the so-called white man do that? No. You so-called Latinos were doing that, man. You Native Americans were doing that. So it's justified why he brought this damn devil in here and could come slaughter y'all like that and putting your kids to death like that. But he said he's a jealous God. Okay, he's gonna visit the iniquities of your fathers upon the third and fourth generation. That's what's going on in this world, man. That's why you see this judgment going out the way that it's going out. That's why you finding kids on the side of the road, missing for days. Okay? Because of idolatry. Leviticus 26, verse 30. And I will destroy your high places and cut down your images and cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, and my soul shall abhor you. Exactly, man. I'll cast your carcasses upon the carcasses of your idols, man. He's going to destroy you with your idols. If his soul will bore you, you're going to die, man. You don't want to be connected to your power, then you're going to go. Simple as that. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 8, and verse 8. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged in the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. And that's what the Lord's doing. Showing you that altar is us peeking into the wall. The Lord's showing us it. I woke up, looked on my phone, and that's what the Lord showed me. Look at this. Look what they were doing. Now, what I show you in secret, go out and proclaim it on the housetop. That's all I'm doing. What's the point of holding it in? What's the point of, for what? It's not going to benefit me for. No benefit to me. But it might benefit you so you can repent. Goddamn kids' bones around the altar, man. And that's why Ezekiel 9, and this is why this happened. Ezekiel 9:1, he cried also in my ears with a loud voice, saying, Cause them that have charge over the city to draw near, even every man with his destroying weapon in his hand. And behold, 6 men came from the way of the higher gate, which lieth toward the north, and every man a slaughter weapon in his hand. And one man among them was clothed with linen, with the writer's inkhorn by his side. And they went in and stood beside the brazen altar. And the glory of the heavenly Father of Israel was gone up from the cherub, whereupon he was to the threshold of the house. And he called to the man clothed with linen, which had the writer's inkhorn by his side. And the Lord said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in my hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Exactly, neither have ye pity, man. Go through the city and smite, man. Okay? Kill them all. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. So he exposes you first. He tells you first. You don't want to repent. You got the highways on the prophets. You got the prophets on the highways and hedges. You don't want to listen. So now you're going to get slayed. And those ones who got the mark, hey, don't leave them alone. But slay utterly old and young. Have no pity. And that's what's going to happen to you. Okay? Ezekiel 9:7, he said unto me, unto them, defile the house and fill the courts with the slain. Go ye forth, and they went forth and slew in the city. So they're gonna not break the commandments of the Lord when he tells them to go put y'all to death, man. They're gonna do it. Just like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 39th chapter, man. There be spirits created for vengeance. And that's what's gonna happen to you, man. And at the time of, I'm gonna grab it, man. 'Cause I'm gonna break it, man. Ecclesiastes chapter 39 and 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. So he made these spirits to do what they're gonna do. Fire, hail, and famine and death, all these are created for vengeance. These are spirits. Even though you don't know it, when it's gonna happen to you, man, you're gonna think it's just some it's just some economic failure that's the reason why you. No, it's a spirit. It's a spirit that's gonna have you not eat in these last days. Ecclesiastes 39 and 30, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions and serpents and the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. Yeah, he made these for the wicked, man. Punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment. Exactly, just like this angel that went through the city to smite. He's gonna rejoice in that commandment. He's gonna be like, word, now I can put these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans to death. I'm done seeing these wicked abominations. The water Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, he gonna rejoice in the commandment. And they shall be ready upon the earth when need is. They're gonna be here already. Just like those two kids that got put to death by that snake. When that snake met the kids, he knew it's time to put them to death. That's the same thing's gonna happen. The spirits are gonna be activated on the time that they're supposed to be activated. And when their time has come, they shall not transgress his word. Yeah, they're not gonna transgress, okay? Meaning they're gonna do exactly what the Heavenly Father told them to do. Just like in Ramoth Gilead, where he said, who's gonna, let me grab it. I think that's 1 Kings 22. Something like that. Let me grab it. 1 Kings 22 and 19, and he said, hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him, on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another said on that manner. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. So he's sending them out like a boss. Yeah, go forth and do so. Okay, and you're going to prevail in what you're doing. Okay, yeah, I'm going to lie to him. Make him go all the way out to battle, and we're going to smite him there. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, and he was happy that the Lord chose him to go get that done, man. That's what's going to happen to you. He's going to have you go to Ramoth Gilead, and you're going to get slayed. Okay, pierced with a bow. All right. 2 Kings 22 and 34, and a certain man drew a bow at a venture and smote the king of Israel between the joints of the harness. Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariot, turn thine hand and carry me out of the host, for I am wounded. Exactly, man. You're going to be wounded with a bow. You're going to shoot a bow, man. It's going to pierce through your armor, man. You're not going to be able to guard yourself from the arrow. All right, or whatever, however the Lord's gonna send, it might be these wild beasts, it might be the famine, might be the pestilence, might be the sword. Okay, however the Lord wants to dice you up, He gonna get you, man. And that's because of your idolatry. Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 8. And it came to pass, while they were slaying them, and I was left, that I fell upon my face and cried and said, ah, Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, wilt thou destroy all the residue of Israel and thy pouring out of thy fury upon Jerusalem? He had to cry, man. That's how the Lord said, don't pity, right? So he didn't pity. They didn't transgress his word. Slay utterly old and young. Even the prophet Ezekiel was scared of what's happening when the Lord came, man. He had to cry, man. But you didn't want to listen to him before all of this. You didn't want to repent when you had the time to do so. Ezekiel 9:9. Then said he unto me, the iniquity of the house of Israel and Judah is exceeding great, and the land is full of blood, and the city full of perverseness. For they say, the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai hath forsaken the earth, and the Lord seeth not. And as for me also, my eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense their way upon their heads. So the Lord's saying he's taking responsibility for your death, man. He said, I'm going to be the one doing it, man. The Lord's doing that. The Lord's sending these spirits to come get you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why he's going to keep on increasing. He's going to have Donald Duck more executive orders, and guess what? You're not going to eat. You're not going to have any money to pay your bills. You're not going to have any money to pay for your car note. You're not going to have any money for your medication. You're done out here. America's done, man. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all are done too. Ezekiel 9 in verse 11, and behold, a man clothed with linen, which had the inkhorn by his side, reported the matter, saying, I have done as thou hast commanded me. Just like the Lord said. They're going to rejoice at his commandment. Okay? And he wrote it down. So now we know the Lord's not playing. It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet has been among them. Yeah, Lord's will. Lord's will. I'm a prophet that has been among you, man. And that I'm a part of that number, Lord's will. But if not, let the Lord's will be done, man. Okay? Let the Lord's will be done. If you got to die, hey, let the Lord's will be done. But I'd rather die serving the Lord than to just get put to death like y'all. Have a shameful death when you had all this grace period to serve the Lord. How foolish is that? It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 12, and you can blame it on King Jeroboam. I'm going to try to get to him before I forget. 1 Kings 12 and 25, this is Jeroboam's idolatry. And this is the king of the northern kingdom for you Latinos and you Native Americans. It's the book of 1 Kings 12 and 25. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim and dwelt therein, and went out from thence and built Penuel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, your heart is your mind. Now shall the king return to the house of David. Salakia. Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah, and they shall kill me and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. So he was scared. He was thinking, damn, if I'm going to split from the house of David, I need to do something different. Because if I don't, the northern kingdom's just going to go back to Rehoboam and put me to death. So let's see what he did. That still affects y'all so-called the northern kingdom today, not the so-called, the northern kingdom today. 1 Kings 12 and 28, whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold and said unto them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Yeah, so he made 2 calves. Just like when the Israelites came out of Egypt, they worshiped the 1 calf. Well, Jeroboam doubled down on that wickedness, man. He made 2 calves for y'all to worship, man. Okay? And he said, these are the gods that brought you up out of the land of Egypt. No, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai are the ones who brought Israel out of the land of Egypt. He's the terror under Egypt. He's the one that's going to destroy. He's the one who's going to bring the plagues. He's the one who's going to smite. It's Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you heathen that are out there. The ones, the top-notch ones, man, the rulers of this world, man. They gonna get smoked when Yahweh Shai comes back in the chariot to destroy them. It's the book of 1 Kings, chapter 12 and 29. And he set one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. So he put 2 calves that they could worship. You didn't have to go to Jerusalem anymore. He made it convenient for you to commit idolatry. Okay? And that's what y'all do still to this day. That's why this church is all over the place, because it's convenient for you to go serve the Lord in a very welcoming place. Okay? Makes it very easy for you to go serve the so-called white man, Esau Edom. He even give you, he'll give you a tax write-off if you do it that way. Fools. 1 Kings 12 and 30, and this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made a house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not the sons of Levi. And that's the type of people that are teaching you today, the lowest of the people. Because if you want to stay here, you're low. You're just like him. He's the basis of man, and you want to follow him. So you're lower than him. He's the base, man. Y'all are fighting for the bottom. Following Esau Edom, man. That's all you're doing. And he keeps getting lower and lower, fucking you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans up while you follow him. That's why he opened up Guantanamo Bay. That's why he opened up that prison in El Salvador. That's why he's increasing, he's cutting your jobs, increasing all your foods, your avocados, your cucumbers. And guess what? According to Revelation, you're going to be a whole day's worth is going to cost, a loaf of bread is going to cost a whole day's worth of pay, man. One whole day. And that's inflation. How is that going to happen? You can't see how these tariffs are getting higher and higher. Wait until these tariffs start hitting the thousands. Wait until these tariffs start hitting the tens of thousands. It's going to be hard to get bread, man. It's going to be very hard. And you're going to see, because it's all prophesied. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai told you he was going to do this. So you've been warned. 1 Kings chapter 12 and 32. And Jeroboam ordained the feast in the 8th month on the 15th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah. And he offered upon the altar. So did he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made. And he placed in Bethel the priests of the high places which he had made. Yeah, you sacrifice it to a calf. But nowadays you sacrifice it to the pig god. Okay? That's what y'all doing, man. A damn pig. A more worse abomination. Idolatry as a whole is an abomination. But when you look at it, you're like, damn, man. You just degenerated even more. Because the Lord gave you the access. He got the firmament, he got the books open within the firmament, man. This information is readily available to you, but you refuse it, you reject it. But ultimately, it's because the Lord rejected you. You've been rejected. 1 Kings 12 and 33, so he offered upon the altar which he had made in Bethel the 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he had devised in his own heart, and ordained a feast unto the children of Israel, and he offered upon the altar and burnt incense. So he showed y'all how to do it, man. And y'all were for it. Ultimately, it's the Lord's will, because y'all been rejected. Okay? It's the book of 2 Kings 17 and verse 12. It says, for they served idols, wherefore the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has said unto them, ye shall not do this thing. Yeah, he told you not to do it, but you did it anyways. Y'all knew better. Y'all didn't have to follow Jeroboam, and not all of you did. You know, some of y'all actually repented, went back. Okay? But still, you didn't have to follow him, but y'all your forefathers in the reincarnation. You're gonna do it your father's will. The lust of your father, you will do. Following the so-called white man, 2 Kings 17 and 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Qatar and from Ava and from Hamath and from Sepharvaim. And they placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. and they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. So he took the kings, what do you say? The king of Assyria went into northern Israel. Hey, he took y'all down, man, because y'all worshiping these idols. You were connected to the wrong power. Y'all gonna be taken down in these last days again, man. If you don't, fix yourself up. And this is before you came to America. This is before y'all came over here, man. And the article was to show you what you were doing here. You got child bones around the altar. Guatemala and Mexico, showing you the same people doing the same shit. And guess what happened to both of them? They got destroyed, man. They got destroyed. And you're gonna be destroyed again. Okay? 2 Kings 17 and 25. And so it was the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Wherefore the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Yeah, so he sent lions among them against these heathen that took the land. Because with the king of Assyria, he took all you so-called Native Americans and Latinos, brought you all the way to ancient Assyria. And then he replaced you with a bunch of heathen in Samaria. That's why that lady at the Samaritan at the well, why that's so controversial, if she was an Israelite or not. Okay? She's not. All right? She doesn't know. She knows not what she worships. Salvation is of the Jews, man. Talking about Israel. Salvation is only for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. She knows the history. Oh, our fathers gave you this. No, the king of Assyria gave you that. All right? This book of Psalms 96, verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua made the heavens. Exactly, man. All the gods of the nations are idols, man. Meaning they're false. Psalms 97 and 7. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols, worship him, all ye gods. Exactly, man. Confounded all they that worship graven images. And you're going to be confounded too. When your ass is dying from a famine, pining away, you're going to wonder why the Lord forsook you. You'll be grabbing your rosary beads and kissing your cross. You're not going to understand why. That's you being confounded. Okay? And according to Proverbs, the first chapter, the Lord going to be laughing at you when you're in that state too. It's the book of Psalms 106 and verse 36. And they served their idols, which were a snare unto them. Yea, they sacrificed their sons and their daughters unto devils. Exactly, man. You sacrificed your sons and your daughters unto devils, man. And the Lord still saw, and he saw you, and he exposed you for it. Okay? That's what y'all did. And shed innocent blood, even the blood of their sons and of their daughters, whom they sacrificed unto the idols of Canaan. And the land was polluted with blood. Exactly, man. You still sacrificing them today, or bringing them to these teaching them to follow this damn devil, man. Telling them to go get jab shots, going to get abortions. It's all sacrifice to the, go get an education. Let him teach you how to be a damn devil, man. All right? Still doing it to this day, following the ways of these damn heathen. Book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 8. Their land also is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own fingers have made. And the mean man bowed down, and the great man humbleth himself, therefore forgive them not. Exactly, man. Their land is full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, man. Talking about y'all. Talking about all of y'all, but I'm specifically focusing on you Latinos and Native Americans, man. Y'all are being exposed today for your wicked idolatrous ways way back in the day. Isaiah 2:20. In that day, a man shall cast his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which they made each one for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats. Exactly, man. You're going to be throwing your idols away, man. You're going to be throwing your cross on the ground. What the hell is this going to do for you? You're going to be throwing your candles away. When the Lord stopped bringing these families, because ain't no so-called white man coming to save you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And these idols are starting to be confounded now because you're starting to see you can't even afford the things that you're doing. You've been praying, clutching your cross so hard, man, and it's bringing you nowhere. Going to church every Sunday and it's bringing you no understanding. But you $20, $30 more broke. You could have used that money for your family. You could have used that time with your family. This devil's already taking everything away from you, and he's taking it even more every Sunday from you too. You ain't spending no time serving the Lord. Book of Isaiah, chapter 10 and verse 10. As my hand hath found the kingdoms of the idols, and whose graven images did excel them of Jerusalem and of Samaria. Exactly, man. And of Samaria. All right, talking about the northern kingdom, man. These idols. His hand has found the kingdoms of the idols, man. He's going to find you out. He's going to expose you. He's going to destroy you. This book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 1. It says, this is a message to Egypt. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua rideth upon a swift cloud. That's coming. He's going to be riding upon this swift cloud, which is a chariot. Okay? Which Esau calls an unidentified flying object. But it's identified in the scriptures as the chariots of Israel. It shall come into Egypt. The modern day Egypt is America. Egypt means the house of bondage, according to Exodus 20 and 2. That's where everyone was serving slavery. Remember when he split the Red Sea and brought the nation of Israel out of there? Then gave them these laws, statutes, and commandments like we read in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 15th verse. You didn't do it, all these curses are going to come upon you. Well, now you're back in Egypt. One of those curses where you're going to come back and go back to Egypt on shits, man. And you're back there. That's been fulfilled. That's done away with. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Yeah, the idols of Egypt is going to be moved. They're starting to move. It's starting to shake now. Because you can't trust in this system. You can't trust in the image of the beast. You're starting to see it. Now he's asking for way more than you will benefit from it. Now he's asking for more of a sacrifice from you. He's already ramping up jab shots, corner RFK Jr. You know, he don't want you to get the measles because he cares about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans so much. He don't want you to get the measles, man. All these other plagues that he's cooking up in these laboratories, like a mad scientist. And you're gonna trust him. And then when that pestilence comes, hey, you might get affected. Because you don't trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Whatever this devil concocts in a lab, the Lord is gonna protect his men. That's simple as that. I don't care if your eyes are bleeding out your face, man. You need to trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Or you can't breathe, you can't walk, you're gonna fall out, drop dead. Hey, I'm gonna trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Maybe I'm not one of the elect. Maybe it's my time to go. What's the point? To stay here and serve this damn devil? This ain't life, man. This is death. And if you're wandering out of the way of understanding, you're going to remain in the congregation of the dead. Read Philippians, I believe it's the first chapter. Paul said it's better to be with the Lord, but for y'all's sakes, it's better to be down here serving this Lord. If I can't serve the Lord, there's no point in me being here. It's simple as that. You ain't got no life here. Isaiah 19, the one, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Exactly, the heart of Egypt's gonna melt in the midst of it, and your heart's gonna start to melt now because you don't understand how you're gonna survive tomorrow. You don't understand how am I gonna pay the next bill? How am I gonna do it? It's going to melt more and more, especially as these judgments start going out more abundantly. How are you going to escape? Your silver and your gold is not going to help you, man. Your guns and your bullets ain't going to help you. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And that's coming soon. The Egyptians going against the Egyptians. And they shall fight everyone against his brother. Yeah, that Jacob's trouble that's coming. And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor. Yeah, you're going to be fighting your neighbor, man. All right? City against city and kingdom against kingdom. How you going to survive that? You got more things coming, man. Your heart's going to melt when these things start to happen. Isaiah 19:3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. It's going to fail you. You can't trust Egypt, man. As a matter of fact, when you go to the book of Isaiah 36, you can't trust this place, man. Isaiah 36:6, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed. A staff is to support you, to stand up, right? Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. And that's what's going to happen. You're going to trust in the staff of this broken reed. It's going to pierce you with that MOTB. Because you think that's going to sustain you from the tribulations of that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to bring upon Egypt. And it's not. It's not, man. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trusted him. Yeah, Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which is so-called white man Esau, Edom, who that cruel king is. Hey, man, he going to fail you trusting in him. As a matter of fact, Isaiah tells you that. Isaiah 19:3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. Just went into that. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. Yeah, they ain't gonna be able to counsel you. Oh, don't worry, you're gonna come out, national announcement, everything's gonna be all right. Yeah, I know we don't have any power. I know the cyber attack was, your phones don't work. I know, but everything's gonna be all right. Trust in me. Just hang with me a little bit longer, he's gonna tell you. And y'all gonna fall for that stupid shit. And they shall seek to the idols, and that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna seek to your idols like you always did. Just like Jeroboam told you to do. Now, you don't go to Jerusalem. You can sacrifice right here in Dan and Bethel. You can go right there into the church. You ain't gotta go to the highways and hedges and listen to them. Come on, man. Nah, man, they about to get persecuted anyway. Nah, we need to hide in here. And guess what? You're going to be destroyed in there. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Exactly. That's what you're going to seek to. You're going to seek to Jesus Christ. Seek to Allah, Caesar Borgia. You're going to seek to Donald Duck, Daffy Duck, Pinky in the Brain. You're going to be looking for these Looney Tune characters, man. And they're going to hurt you. They're going to deceive you. They're going to tell you, take this MOTB, you'll be all right. Fools. And the Lord's going to destroy you. Isaiah 19:4, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. And a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. Exactly, man. You're going to go these charmers, these familiar spirits, your rosary beads, your Jesus Christ pieces, your candles lit, and you're sitting in and you're going to be doing all types of shit, man. Praying to your ancestors. That's what Isaiah is saying here, man. Just like Esau's going to be doing. Isaiah 47:10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am and none else beside me. Exactly. He thinks that. And he's gonna show you. You're going to be destroyed. Esau. He's going to show you there's no other God but Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Isaiah 31:7. It says, for in that day every man shall cast away his idols of silver and his idols of gold, which your own hands have made unto you for sin. Exactly. These idols that you trust in, hey, it's going to be sin unto you. These idols that these graven images, nowadays your graven images, you're not making them yourself. They're just inside your vessel. It's just inside your heart and your mind. You think this place is going to sustain you, and it's not. Your job, you know, your 401k, your digital currencies, you probably sitting on 1.5 Bitcoin. You got 400 Ethereum coins. All that shit gonna crash. Isaiah 45 and verse 16, they shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. Exactly, man. You're gonna go into confusion together. Hence Babylon, trusting in this place, man. You're gonna be like everybody else, following the multitude to do evil, man. That's gonna get you destroyed. Okay? That's gonna get you destroyed. Simple as that. Isaiah 57, verse 5, inflaming yourselves with idols under every green tree, slaying the children in the valleys under the clefts of the rocks. Yeah, you slaying the children in the valleys under the clefts of the rocks, man. Going back to your wicked idolatry. Killing your kids, man. That wicked idolatry, man. Ezekiel chapter 6 and verse 4, and your altars shall be desolate, and your images shall be broken, and I will cast down your slain men before your idols. Yeah, he's gonna cast down your slain men before the idols, man. So wherever you're at, because your idols are in you, you're gonna be slain when he catch up with you. Ezekiel 6 and 5, and I will lay the dead carcasses of the children of Israel before their idols, and I will scatter your bones round about your altars. That's like he did with that new fountain the archaeologists found. They found kids' bones around an altar in Guatemala. Because that's what the fuck y'all were doing, man. Excuse my language. That's what y'all were doing, man. Sacrificing your kids around the altars in Guatemala and in Mexico. You wonder why you running now from the sword. You wonder why you in Guantanamo Bay. You wonder why more people are going there. Ezekiel chapter 14 and verse 4. Actually, I started 3. It says, Son of man, these men have set up their idols in their heart and put the stumbling block of their iniquity before their face. Should I be inquired of all at all by them? Therefore speak unto them and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, every man of the house of Israel that setteth up his idols in his heart, and putteth the stumbling block of his iniquity before his face, and cometh to the prophet, I the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, will answer him that cometh according to the multitude of his idols. Exactly, you're going to be answered according to the multitude of your idols, man. Which is probably a lot of idols, so you're going to be destroyed, man. He going to jack you up. He going to hurt you, man. Okay? Yeah, all these wicked kid altars, man. Altar in Guatemala, man. See? Lord's exposing you, man. Lord's exposing you. So that's, you know, that's pretty much it, man. You're going to be destroyed serving these idols. As a matter of fact, let me jump over here. 2nd Esdras chapter 13, and verse 40. For are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasseh the king of Assyria led away captive, and he cried them over the water, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Just like when he took you out of northern Israel because of the sins of Jeroboam, these idols that you set up, you lost to the Assyrians, you were kicked out of the land. This is what this is talking about. But they took this counsel amongst themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country. where never mankind dwelt. So this place wasn't occupied, man. Okay, even though King Solomon, during his reign, he had people coming over here getting resources, but y'all wanted to come over here all the way from ancient Assyria, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. Exactly, they wanted to keep their statutes. Now they wanted to keep the law, statutes, and commandments after the Lord set the sword in there. But we just showed you the type of shit you were doing while you were here. 2nd Esdras 13 and 43, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. So he allowed you to come over here to Babylon, okay? Well, the scriptures call it Ashtaroth. 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 45. For through the country there was a great way to go, namely for a year and a half. And the same region is called Asareth. Asareth, exactly, man. It took you a year and a half to get over here. At that time, it's called Asareth. Okay? Then dwelt they there until the latter time. And now when they shall begin to come, exactly, until the latter time. Y'all are still here still to this day. And that's all of North, South, Canada, all the way down to Central America and South America. 2nd Esdras chapter 13, verse 47, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. Now when he destroyeth the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. Exactly, he's going to defend his people that remain here in Babylon. This is where salvation's coming from. 2nd Esdras 13 and 50. And then shall he show them great wonders. And he's going to show you great wonders again, just like the time of ancient Egypt. All right? Let's look at this word Asareth, and I'm going to end it on that, because I forgot what that means, man. So that's your history right there, man. Y'all came over here, meaning Asareth. And this is where the great deliverance is. In the biblical tradition, Asareth refers to a region beyond the Euphrates River to which the 10 tribes of Israel were allegedly deported by the Assyrians. Oh, now they were deported there. That's not what 2nd Esdras said they were deported there. That's funny. The Hebrew text, Eretz Archeret, translates to another land. Exactly. This is that another land. But y'all said y'all wanted to counsel together so you could keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Where does it say in the law, statutes, and commandments to make an altar with a little ass door so you can go in there and sacrifice kids? They found bones of 3 kids, they think up to the age of 4 years old down there, man. Okay. Suggesting it's not a specific geographical location, but rather a symbolic representation of a distant and unknown land. Yeah, y'all came over here, man. It might have been unknown to the rest of the heathen, but y'all brought your asses over here. The belief was that the 10 tribes would eventually return to this another land in the last days. These are the last days. Okay? I want to find that precept, King Solomon. First Kings 10 and 22. This is showing you that King Solomon knew about this place. It says, for the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Haram. Once in 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, and apes, and peacocks. Exactly, man. It took 3 years. But when you read it, 2nd Esdras 13 and 40, it took a year and a half to get over here. Well, to get there and get back, that's equivalent to 3 years. Let's read that one more time. 2nd Esdras chapter 13, in verse 45, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, in the same region is called Asareth. Exactly, another land. Okay? So they knew it. They knew about that, man. Under King Solomon, that's when all the tribes were together. All right? But I'm going to end it right there. Lord's will, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Shalom, Abad, Babal, Kwam Yasharallah.